there's one listener of Wine About It who's being actively cheated on right now, just statistically. Text your significant other right now and ask if they're cheating, just so we know.
That's just ask, and it'll give them an opportunity to say so. Welcome to Wine About It.
No, we need to work on our intros because this week I was listening to The Yard when I was on a walk. And they have respectfully bad intros because
why?
Afterwards it auto-played. Not that I never have listened to this podcast before, but I've never listened to this podcast before. It auto-played to Jarvis and Jordan's podcast, The Sad Boys. Okay. And it starts off with Jarvis being like, "This is Jarvis Johnson and Jordan blah, 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 with another episode of Sad Boys." Like, and it's just like, he just sounds beautiful. And then Jordan comes in with his English accent and he was like, "Bada, bada, bada, bada." And then he's like, "Da, da, da, da. On today's episode, we're discussing," and it was like beautiful.
Oh. Well, a couple things. One, I don't think either of us have very good voices for that.
Okay, rude.
And then two,
next you're going to say I don't have a British accent.
Okay, that's also true. But then also, we don't ever know what we're going to talk about. Today, we're talking about, like, I don't know.
Welcome to another episode. Wait, what's my prettiest voice? That was my prettiest voice and it was kind of bad. It hurt me a little bit.
Go ahead.
Customer service. Let me think. Woo, woo. I'm nervous. I can't do it. Welcome to the Welcome. You ruined it. Welcome to the Wine About It podcast, where Maya, Higa, and Cutie Cinderella are discussing Gorilla Grip cooties.
Dude, it's too soon
to discuss that. Yes. That's not swearing.
I think it is. I think it's the same problem.
Oh.
But that's fine. You want to talk about it? Go ahead.
Yeah. So Ludwig was talking about this drama. He actually knew the drama before me because I'm not on Twitter and I'm not on TikTok. I'm just off of it. So Ice Spice has this song that just came out. Let me see. Ice Spice.
She's been like a topic of drama lately.
She's crazy, girl. She been crazy. If he cheating, I'm doing worse. Like no Uno, I hit the reverse. I ain't tripping. The grip in my purse. And the grip in my purse could mean two things. It could mean like a weapon is in my purse, like my grip on a gun. Or it could mean like gorilla coochie, like grip.
Why would you think that has anything to do with her coochie?
Purse.
In her purse. Oh.
Yeah.
That's clever.
I know. And I was like, okay, queen.
But wait, shouldn't we not say queen? Didn't she like steal somebody's man?
Oh, yeah.
And then like brag about it.
She's a home wrecker. She's a slut. She's got death threats filling up semi trucks.
Well, we have something to talk about.
But you know
today.
The drama. Wait, you have to recap the drama because there's people who don't know.
What drama?
With Ice Spice.
Oh, I don't know the drama. There was what I know, or what I think I know, is there was a girl on TikTok who was dating this guy.
Central Cee. Central Cee.
Okay, Central Cee cheated on her with Ice Spice.
She didn't know, so they're doing a song together. And all the promo, they're like all up on each other. And he never told his girlfriend that.
So it wasn't cheating. It was a promo video.
I mean, it was cheating for sure, but he just didn't.
Okay.
That was how his girlfriend found out. And then, and then she like went to TikTok and was like, "What the heck?" And talked about it. And then, Central Cee came out with like an apology song, I guess. And one of the lines was like, "Please, I don't have the ick yet." Insane.
Wait, who's Central Cee?
He's a drill rapper.
What is a drill rapper?
He's like a rapper from Europe.
Okay, I have a question, unrelated slightly, and then we can go back to this. Why are people saying brat summer and brat green? What is that? What?
I know
it has.
Sorry, this is a safe space, but I made a face at you.
Audio listeners, she made a face at me.
Dude, you don't know what Brat Summer?
No.
It's Charlie CXC's album is Brat.
Oh.
So we're having a Brat Summer.
I thought that they were related.
Unfortunately, my summer has not been very Brat.
Is that where people are going like this on TikTok?
That's the apple dance.
I'm in the apples rotten right through the core.
Yeah, that's the apple dance.
We should do that on our TikTok.
Okay, do it.
Symmetrical lines.
Do the apple dance for our TikTok, Maya.
I just want to drive. No, you do it.
No, you do it. It's your idea.
I don't want to do it by myself. No, I don't want to do it by myself.
I'm eating the worst clementine in the world. It's like one of those clementines where it's like dried out on the inside already, but I already started it and it's a good source of fiber, so it's in my body.
That's not very Brat Summer.
I know. I've had the least Brat Summer.
Okay, wait. So Central Cee and Ice Spice, and then his ex-girlfriend went on TikTok and said all this, and then Ice Spice did she not like come out and just be like, sucks to suck? Like, wasn't it?
I don't know what Ice Spice said. I went down. I was just obsessed with the apology song because he says, I don't even have the ick yet, which I thought was kind of funny. And he was like, there's no red flags yet. And it's like, honey, you're the red flag. What are you talking about?
Huh.
I will say, though, like, as Ice Spice, who is known as like a badass, she's like, okay, so, you know, you've done this. She's done this. Her option is like apologizing and being like, sorry, or her option is leaning into it. I think it's funnier to lean into it. Because it's like, we all know she's probably sorry. I think it's funnier if she shows up, like she takes some Instagram photos with like the adultery A embroidered on her shirt. And she's like,
I don't know if the consequences are worth that being funny. I think she should come out and like make a diss track on Central Cee with the ex.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, yeah.
And be like, guys, I was with her the whole time. I was just joking.
Yeah.
This guy sucks, and so do all men.
Yeah, and he doesn't wear deodorant.
Yeah, and that's the revolution.
Okay, I'm in.
All right, great.
They could both wear the A on their shirt. Then we both win.
Also, in very important, very life-altering news. Did you hear about the astronauts that are stuck in space? I've been reading about this for the past like hour.
No, what happened?
Dude, there are 2 astronauts that NASA sent up to the International Space Station, which, by the way, call me stupid. Do it. I know it's stupid. I don't really know, or I didn't really know what the International Space Station was. I knew it existed, but I didn't know if it was docked somewhere. I didn't know what they were doing on it.
It's just floating, right?
It's floating.
Yeah.
And it's like bigger than like a 6-bedroom house. It's like massive, massive. And there's been people living on it since 2000, rotating. But like, there's always been people in there.
Yeah, they have family game night. They do family home evening.
Bathrooms and a gym and like sleeping bags. And food.
Hear me out. What they doing up there?
Research. Space research.
And can they go home for the holidays or no?
No.
And does time actually work like it does in Interstellar?
Dude, they
are they younger up there?
They're going at 5 miles a second. So they do like 16 sunsets and sunrises in 24 hours. They orbit the Earth like over a dozen times or something.
I see. So they could be like, I'm 300.
Yeah. I don't I don't know. Wait, this is making me feel dumb.
We have one.
I didn't even think about that.
We have one NASA. Shirley, I was thinking of the stats the other day, actually. I was washing my dishes last night and I thought to myself, I was like, there's one listener of Wine About It who's being actively cheated on right now. Just statistically. Because we were just...
There's way more.
I know,
than one.
but I don't...
No offense, guys.
I don't want them to feel like they're... I guess I do want them to feel like they're alone. So there's one person because Ludwig was in the kitchen as I was making dinner and he was telling me the Central Cee Ice Spice drama, which again I've probably left out quite a bit. So come for me for misinformation. But I literally thought to myself, I was like, we have enough listeners on Wine About It. Somebody is actively being cheated on. Everybody text your significant other right now and ask if they're cheating, just so we know.
That's just ask, and it'll give them an opportunity to say so. If they haven't already said, they'll definitely tell you if you ask.
Yeah,
you just have to ask.
And if they
find out, you're like, why didn't you tell me you're cheating on me? You never asked. Save yourself that conversation now.
Yeah, save yourself now. And of course, if they say no, I'm not cheating. Say pinky promise. Mm-hmm. Cross your heart. Mm-hmm. But
Bible.
So statistically, we have one listener that is super freaking into space, and they're like, heck, they've been waiting for this episode. They've been waiting for the episode that you and I cover space.
Wait, what does that have to do with cheating?
Nothing. I was just talking about statistics.
Oh.
Because we're talking about space now, and you were nervous about being stupid, and I said, don't worry, there's one person freaking out in the comments right now, and they're pumped that we even mentioned it.
Okay, good. Well, we're talking about it, but we're definitely not going to get into depths that beyond what you guys already know.
Hey, everybody.
I'm just now learning
welcome
about space.
to episode 49 of Wine About It, featuring Maya Higa and QT Cinderella, where we are discussing space.
I also purposely avoid learning about space because it freaks me out.
Freaks me out.
That is part of my ignorance. Anyway, okay. So International Space Station is up there. It's floating really fast. It's floating really, really fast. And there's 7 people on it right now. And 2 of those people went up 2 months ago for a 8-day mission. It was supposed to be 8 days. And they've been there for 2 months.
That's crazy. You can just go up to space for 8 days.
Yeah, it is crazy. They said, they were like, admittedly, it should have been longer. The longest someone was on there, by the way, was like 660 something days.
So like 2 years?
Yes. Yeah. So these 2 people went up to the space station, right, on this aircraft, and their aircraft got them there, but then got all messed up. And so now they can't get back. And so they're trying to figure out how to get them back. And they're like, well, if we can't get them back, then we'll just send their aircraft that they went up there in back by itself, just in case. Mm-hmm. But like, we'll bring it back on its own. And then we'll send 2 more people up there to go get them, which with my lack of space knowledge seems like a bad idea. Like, can't you send an unmanned one up to go get them so you don't send 2 more people into space?
Don't these things have remote controls? Yeah,
can't you just like RC car it up there and then bring them back?
Well,
but dude, the craziest part, it was supposed to be 8 days. They've been there 2 months. Now they think they won't be able to come back until February of 2025.
What if they had tickets to the Eras tour and now they can't go?
They're not going.
They're not going. Messed up. They're gonna miss Christmas.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wait, that's so sad.
I know. I can't even imagine what their families think. I don't know what comms are like, if there are any. What if they're married?
Do you think
what
they can
if they have
text?
Children? No.
Not with Starlink? I feel like they can text at this point.
I don't think they can text.
Really?
I don't know.
Can they email? If they can email, they can text.
Well,
I'm gonna Google it.
I saw a bunch of TikToks today, and they like recorded the videos, so there must be some way for them to upload. Can you
text
video? Unless they brought it back on a hard drive. I don't know.
International.
Oh! Producer said they can do the equivalent of FaceTime, but it's expensive.
Okay, well they're worth it, aren't they?
Yeah, let them FaceTime.
There are
got
space
stuck
soldiers
up there for like a year. It's terrible.
What a crazy sentence. Astronauts on the International Space Station can't use cell phones because there's no cell service, but they can use internet-connected phones through a computer to make private calls to any number on Earth. It's just a weird sentence to say, like, on Earth. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, oh, can I text Maya when she's in Brazil? Of course I can, but can I text from space to Earth?
Anyway, I read about that today. And I just have to say, NASA, I would be really mad.
Yeah, NASA, I would quit. But I'd be stuck.
Because it does not look, it's like nice, but it doesn't look very comfy cozy for months and months and months and months. Like it's fun for like 8 days.
Well, you said there's 7 people up there, right?
Yeah, but you like float around in a tube and it's all like tiny compartments and you're freaking floating in there.
I mean, it
and your
looks
hair's floating.
awful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I think it looks
terrible.
awful, but like, don't they get these people out of there all the time? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't.
Unless the ships only, maybe spaceships only are 2 people manned. And so you go up there and they have to have 2 people to fly and they don't have extra seats. And that's just how they build spaceships.
And you can't sit onto your lap.
Yeah. Because the only other spaceship I know of that had a lot of people is that really sad one that a lot of people died.
Mm.
So maybe it had too many people. I don't know the rules.
I would never go to space. I have no interest. I know a lot of people would. Mm-mm.
William Shatner went to space and then like said he's like really depressed now.
Why is he depressed? Who's
Because,
William Shatner?
An actor. Did I make that up?
Last name.
Well, William Shatner space. Yeah, my trip with space filled me with sadness, with overwhelming sadness.
Why?
In an exclusive expert from William Shatner's new book, Boldly Go, Reflections of Life of Awe and Wonder. He's from Star Trek, right? So it was like kind of crazy that he did that. So he went on his voyage on the Jeff Bezos Blue Origin space shuttle in 2021. At 90 years old, he became the oldest living person to travel into space. What he witnessed, he was surprised by his own reaction. He said, "So I went to space. Our group consisting of me, tech mogul Glenn DeVries, Blue Origin vice president, and former National Space Controller Audrey Powers." Okay, so we just learned out that like 5 people can fit on the airplane or the space plane. So I don't know why they just don't send up a 5-seater and take some people back.
Bring him back.
If Jeff Bezos' plane can do it, then you guys can. Whatever. Various simulations and training courses to prepare, but you can only prepare so much for a trip out of the world's atmosphere. As if sensing that feeling in our group, the ground kept reassuring us along the way, everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about anything. It's all okay. Sure, easy for them to say, I thought. They get to stay here on ground. During our preparation, we had gone up 11 flights of the gantry. No, okay. That space nerd in the comments right now is like,
they hate us.
They hate us. To see what it would be like when the rocket was there. When we were then escorted to a thick cement room with oxygen tanks. What's this room for? I asked casually. Oh, you guys will rush in here if the rocket explodes, a Blue Origin fellow responded just casually. A safe room, 11 stories up in case the rocket explodes. Well, at least they've thought of it. When the day finally arrived, I couldn't get Hindenburg out of my mind. Not enough to cancel off, of course. I'll hold myself to be a professional, and I was booked. The show had to go on. We got ourselves situated inside the pod. We have to strap yourself in a specific order. In the simulator, I didn't nail it every time, so I sat there waiting to take off. The importance of navigating weightlessness to get back and strap into the seat correctly was at the forefront of my mind. That and the Hindenburg crash. Then there was a delay. Sorry, this is kind of long, but...
No, this is interesting.
Okay. Oh, okay. As long as you're not bored with me. Because I'm interested. And that one guy in comments is super interested.
I want to know why he's depressed.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, folks. There's been a slight anomaly in the engine. It'll just be a few moments. An anomaly in the engine? That sounds kind of serious, doesn't it? An anomaly in something that does not belong. What is currently in the engine that doesn't belong there? More importantly, why would they tell us that? There's a time for
There's a hamster in there.
There's a time for unvarnished honesty. I get that, but this wasn't it. Apparently, the anomaly wasn't too concerning because 30 seconds later, we were cleared for launch. Dude, I would be off the plane.
One time when I was a kid, my mom got me a hamster from PetSmart. And he chewed out of the box in the car on the way home, and he chewed into the airbag. And then we went to a mechanic, and my mom was like, we just bought my daughter this hamster, and on the way home, he chewed into the car's airbag. And then the mechanic said he was annoyed, and he was like, you want him out dead or alive? And then I cried. And he got him out alive.
Oh my God. Well, that was nice.
Yeah.
Hamsters are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a hamster named
continue.
Justin Bieber in high school.
Mine was named Danny. And then he died of a tumor.
Mine, I decided I was going away to college and I could not have a hamster named Justin Bieber anymore. So I rehomed him to a lovely family with 2 young children that were in the Boy Scouts. And they said, what's his name? And I said, Justin Bieber. And they said, ooh.
Hamsters are terrible pets, by the way.
Yeah, they said, could we rename him? And I said, I guess so. Rude.
I mean, he knows his name, but...
He knows his name.
Sure.
But it's actually kind of hype as a kid to like get a rehomed hamster. I've never rehomed an animal in my life besides this one hamster. But I stand by rehoming hamsters is fine. As long as you give them to, a responsible family. His parents were very sweet. But it's kind of hype because it came like Justin Bieber was suited and booted. Like he had a big ass cage. He had all the balls, all the toys, all the like. He had already had his Rumspringer, when a hamster's going Rumspringer.
No, what is that?
That's when your hamster breaks out of his cage and it's just gone for months. And you're just like, crap.
They do that. They do that.
Yeah, and then you leave some treats out and then they come home eventually, somehow alive. Sometimes a little scathed, but
they love that.
Hamsters love a good Rumspringer. All right. Anyway, so there was a hamster in the engine, but apparently it was fine. 30 seconds later, we were cleared for launch and the countdown began. With all the attending noise, fire, and fury, we lifted off. I could see Earth disappearing as we ascended. I was at once aware of pressure, gravitational forces pulling at me, the G's. There was an instrument that told us how many G's we were experiencing. At 2 G's, I tried to raise my arm and could barely do so. At 3 G's, I felt my face being pushed down into my seat. I don't know how much more of this I can take, I thought. Will I pass out? My face will melt into a pile of mush. How many G's can a 90-year-old body handle? Then suddenly relief. No G's. 0. Weightless. We were floating. That's crazy.
Yeah, I would not like that.
It's also to hear like suddenly. Like how fast how fast is that?
I don't know.
Is there a time? Is there a speed run? Does Point Crow know?
I don't know how long that takes. I feel like it takes days to get to
space,
the International Space Station. Well, I guess it depends where it is. I don't know.
Huh.
I hate thinking about space.
I know. I get it. Okay.
Keep going.
We got out of our harnesses and began to float around. The other folks went straight into somersaults and enjoying all the effects of weightlessness. I wanted no part of that. I needed to get to the window as quickly as possible to see what was out there. I looked down and I could see the hole that our spaceship had punched into the thin blue tinged layer of oxygen around the Earth. It was as if there was a wake trailing behind where we had just been, and just as soon as I noticed it, it disappeared. I continued my self-guided tour and turned my head to face another direction, to stare into space. I love the mystery of the universe. I love all the questions that have come to us over thousands of years of exploration and hypothesis. Stars exploding years ago, their light traveling to us years later, black holes absorbing energy, satellites showing us entire galaxies in areas thought to be devoid of matter entirely. All of that has thrilled me for years, but when I looked in the opposite direction into space, there was no mystery, no majestic awe to behold. All I saw was death. I saw cold, dark, black emptiness. It was unlike any blackness you can see or feel on Earth. It was deep, enveloping, all-encompassing. I turned back toward the light of home. I could see the curvature of Earth, the beige of the desert, the white of the clouds, and the blue of the sky. It was life, nurturing, sustaining life, Mother Earth, Gaia, and I was leaving her. Everything I had thought was wrong. Everything that I expected to see, I was wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. I had thought that going into space would be an ultimate catharsis.
Cathartic experience.
Thank you. Of connection I had been looking for between all living things. That being up there would be the next beautiful step to understanding the harmony of the universe. In the film Contact, when Jodie Foster's character goes to space and looks out in the heavens, she lets out an astonished whispered, they should have sent a poet. I had a different experience because I discovered the beauty isn't out there. It's down here with all of us. Leaving that behind made my connection to our tiny planet even more profound. It was among the strongest feelings of grief I have ever encountered. The contrast between the vicious coldness of space and the warm, nurturing Earth below filled me with overwhelming sadness. Every day we are confronted with the knowledge of of further destruction of Earth at our hands, the extinction of animal species, of flora, of fauna, things that took 5 billion years to evolve, and suddenly we will never see them again because of the interference of mankind. It filled me with dread. My trip to space was supposed to be a celebration. Instead, it felt like a funeral.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So he's like a moth.
Yeah.
He needs the light. He thought he would go up there and it'd be like starry skies, galaxies, like shiny.
Yeah.
And then he went up there and it was just like dark.
He says, I later learned that I was not alone in this feeling. It is called the overview effect and is not uncommon among astronauts, including Yuri Gagarin, Michael Collins, Sally Ride, and many others. Essentially, when someone travels to space and views Earth from orbit, a sense of the planet's fragility takes hold in an ineffable, instinctive manner. Author Frank White first coined the term in 1987. There are no borders or boundaries on our planet except those we create in our minds or through human behaviors. All the ideas and concepts that divide us when we are on the surface began to fade from orbit and the moon. The result is a shift in the worldview and in identity.
It is weird to think about like how end of the world everything feels on Earth, not just like in our large systems like political systems and like foreign policy and whatever, but even like day to day where we're just like, oh my god, this is the end of the world, like I'm debilitated by this anxiety. But that it is crazy to think about how fragile it is, like how small it is in the grand scheme of things. See, I can't, dude. I hate this. I hate this app. I hate that I brought this up. I shouldn't have brought this up. I actually can't think about it. We have to talk about
this. This is a story I've told many times, but whenever I bring up space, I have to tell this story because I always feel so guilty.
It's when she went to space.
No, it's the worst thing I ever did to an ex ever.
You sent him to space.
I sent him to space. I said, get out.
That's so messed up.
No, it was, I think I've told the story quite literally 3 times, but we definitely have new listeners. And just, you know, this is the worst thing I've ever done. So I had, which it's not that bad. I think about it and I still feel guilty. I feel so bad. My boyfriend at the time told me, he was like, hey, you need some more of your own hobbies. Which was fine.
Rude.
No, it was probably good.
No.
For the record, I did. And I do. Well,
no, you have hobbies.
I have so many hobbies
He's
now.
wrong.
You're
right. He's wrong.
I have so many hobbies now. I didn't have my hobbies back then was like walking and then like our shared hobbies. So like he was pretty right. And so then I like worked on it. You know, I played League and did other things by myself.
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
Don't worry. This was like, I've always gone through phases with crafting, but only in the recent like 4 years have I been like funnily obsessed with crafting.
Honestly, same.
Yeah. Before that, I was really into cosplays, and so I would make cosplays, but then you didn't know this about me? Yeah, I used to do cosplays. I used to go to like Comic-Con and cosplays and stuff.
What?
Before streaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never even seen pictures of cosplays.
Do you want to see a picture of me and my ex-boyfriend dressed as Jinx and Zillion?
Yes, I don't know who they are.
Okay, let me find it.
But yes.
It was my first cosplay so many years ago. Oh, wow. 2015. It was actually...
Have any of you ever texted your ex's mom after the breakup if he cheated on you and been like, hey, I just thought you should know?
No.
I've seen some girls that have done that online, and I just want to know if you've done that. I personally would. What? You know what? Okay, wait, are you wearing contacts?
Yeah.
It's kind of good.
Thank you.
You look cool.
And I made it. I made the shorts. I sewed it all by myself, and I made his costume too. Actually, I think
really impressive.
He helped with his costume. We would like craft together.
So what did you do to him?
So
you made him a cosplay and then
I shipped him off to space. No, and then so he was like, you need some of your own hobbies, which was fair and valid. And sometimes you have to give hard information like that. And so I was like, great. So I'm doing my own hobbies, and one of those hobbies became sitting outside eating cereal on the porch. Okay. That was my hobby, and I loved it. And so I go outside one night to eat cereal on the porch, and I'm out there, and he had a hobby of looking through his telescope up at the stars because he liked space. And so I walk outside.
You put cereal in his telescope.
No. I walk outside with my Lucky Charms and I sit on the porch and I'm like, freak.
Never had Lucky Charms.
He's out here. And I was still, for the record, I was being a little angsty. Like I was a little annoyed that he told me to get my own hobbies at the moment in time. I was a little sassy. And because it was like fresh. And so I go out there and I have my cereal and I'm like, crap, he's out here. He's going to think I followed him out here. And I'm like, okay, just ignore and eat my cereal. And then he goes, do you want to come look at this? Because there's like a cool thing in the sky. And I go, I didn't come out here for you. And he was like, okay. And I was like, you know, like sassy brat. And then I'm like, so we just sit there in that like awkward silence of like, he's probably like, why the frick? Like, what is wrong with her? And then me, I'm like, I'm proving my point, right? Like, look at my hobby. Yeah. And so then I go inside and he's still out there, you know, tinkering, looking at stuff, whatever. I go inside and I grab my phone and I have a text from him before I went out there with the cereal that said, hey, there's this really cool meteor shower. Do you want to come outside and look at it with me?
Wait, go back. I'm sorry. You went inside and then he sent you a text?
No, because my phone was inside the whole time. I didn't see it. He sent me that text before I went out with our cereal.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that so fucking sad?
That's really sad.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the worst thing you've ever done to
I
an ex,
know,
that's
but
not
I
so
think
bad.
about it all the time and it makes me feel so bad. Because he was like so excited to share with me the stars. And then I walk and he thinks I'm coming out there because he invited me. I go out there with cereal and he's like, do you want to see this? I'm like, I didn't come out here for you. I think about it all the time.
How did it end, that relationship? Hold, guys, I bet it's going to be terrible and I bet you're not going to feel bad for him anymore.
No, it wasn't bad. You can feel bad for him.
Okay, all right.
It was so mean. I think about it all, and I like apologize so much. Even when we broke up, I was like, remember that one time with the telescope? I'm still really sorry about that. And he was like, it's chill, but I still think about it. I still feel bad.
I'm trying to think if I've had anything like that. But I take way too much interest in my partner's hobbies, and then they take zero interest in mine. The only things I can think about are guys being mean to me.
Oh.
But I'm sure I've been mean to guys also.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure you have.
This is like completely unrelated. Never mind. This is unrelated. And I've definitely said it before. I think one of the meanest things that I did to a boy was I dated this guy for like 3 months in high school and I broke up with him on my birthday. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember if it was before or after he gave me the present, but he was really excited about the present. Mm-hmm. I think it was probably after. Mm-hmm. And I think I was like, thanks. I don't want to be with you anymore. It was bad. It was really on my birthday. Yeah,
that's
it was.
sad.
I don't know why I couldn't wait like 2 days.
Yeah, you should have.
I don't know why. I absolutely should have.
But I remember he was really into Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Neil deGrasse Tyson also in like the Bible or the Book of Mormon. I don't remember which one. It says that like our planet is like there are so many planets that exist. Like we're just a grain of sand on the beach. Mm-hmm. And like Neil deGrasse Tyson has done that too.
We're not talking about this again.
Here's a polka dot. Neil deGrasse Tyson's like, that's not even you, that's Earth.
Okay, guys, all of you who are being cheated on right now and just finding out because you heard that some of you are definitely getting cheated on, if you're a listener, just statistically speaking, now you can find comfort in the fact that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We're all
Nothing
just a
matters.
speck. No one will remember us. I think also, everyone listening to this podcast, if you're a commenter on this podcast, I need all of you to go console the space guy in the comments that's really upset with mine and Maya's interpretation of space. Tell him it's okay.
They never said they knew anything about space, okay?
Just say it's
fine.
okay.
It's not that serious.
Say it's okay, guy or girl.
Yeah.
Or they. Say it's okay.
Yeah. That would be great.
But I went out on the town.
Did you? Oh, concert.
I went to a concert.
How was it?
Great. So, do you know who Ben Howard is?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
No? The best thing you ever had. Cold sand on toes, hot sand in sleeping bags. I don't know if that's how it goes. You would like that song. It's a banger. That song's good. Problem is that song's from like 2011 or something like that. And it's the only song of his I knew. Well, I knew some other songs from that album, not realizing that he's had like 5 albums since. First of all, I was not invited. Yeah, drama.
Okay.
So this is what happened. Caroline and Samwitch, they've been playing Portal 2 without me.
Okay.
Because it's a 2-player game, and I actually don't like that game. It makes me motion sick. So they've been playing Portal 2, and and Samwitch was gonna go see Ben Howard by herself because she's pathetic. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm joking. I'd like to be mean. For the record, I really think it's funny to be mean to them because that's my love language is being mean. I'm very mean to Maya too, but it's easier to be mean to Maya because she's right here. When they're not here, it's even funnier because they can't defend themselves. Dude, people don't. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. People just don't know what sarcasm is anymore. And it drives me crazy. Anyway, so they were playing that. And I guess Sam was going to this concert alone. And she told Caroline. And Caroline was like, I'll go with you. Caroline's always down for a good time.
I would never go to a concert alone. I would be so scared.
Yeah. Well, so then, I wrote notes because sometimes I'm in a very storytelling mood and I remember all the details, and sometimes I'm not in a storytelling mood and I forget all the details. And I kind of told somebody this on stream the other day, so I had to write down bullet points so I wouldn't forget when I tell you. My bullet points make no sense.
Yeah, you do have a problem with that.
Yeah.
She's written notes before and then will send me a picture and be like, what does this say? And I genuinely, like, not English, not abbreviations, not words. I don't know.
Well, whatever. Oh, side note, you want to hear something cool?
Yeah.
I've said this before, but I have always, like, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll have some lyrics and I'll write them down in my phone, or I'll be driving and I'll record a voice memo real quick. I just get, I'm Mozart for, white girl music, I suppose. It can be any race. I just say white girl because I'm a white girl, but I hope any race would enjoy this music for the record.
Okay.
You're welcome. Can't be clear. Yeah, can't, gotta be careful. So I finished the other day. I had a stroke of creativity and I went and found, usually my best songs are ones written years ago before I ever dissociated, or my most finished ones. And I went and found some, and I finished 2 more songs this week.
Wow. Okay.
So
now you have to get them produced.
I have 5 songs written total.
That dude, you got an album. She's gonna come out with an album.
Isn't that crazy?
Can I help with the cover?
Yeah. What do you want?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just think that would be a fun project to make something really cool, and then make like a merch line based on the album.
Yeah.
I have a whole mood board.
Yeah.
We should probably make Wine About It merch before we do that.
Yeah. It's in the works.
It's in the works.
So I have one song that has been written, recorded, and is now being mixed. Woo! I have one song that's been written and nothing else. I have one song that has been written and TJ is currently working on the instruments, and we're gonna meet up like next week to rewrite some of it. 'Cause sometimes my words don't fit in an actual music way because I don't know how to write harmonies or whatever, and I just hum a little tune to it. And then the 2 new songs I sent over to a different producer that I haven't worked with before, just so I can like double team it. And he said by this week he should have some like harmonies.
Wow.
So crazy.
That is so fun.
I know. Kind of fun, kind of crazy,
God.
kind of fresh, kind of kooky.
I'm excited.
I know. They're kind of cheesy. I mean, I'm not like, I've never written music before professionally. So
I think the apple's rotten right from the core. It sounds like that.
But Broden's going to direct the music video for the
music video is so fun.
I know. Isn't it fun?
God. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just having fun. That's my brat summer. It's more of like it's less brat and more just kind of chill. But anyway. Okay.
What were we talking about?
The concert. So I didn't get an invite.
Right, okay.
Because they're playing games. And so then Sam texted me the next day and she's like, hey, Caroline and I are going to this concert. Do you want to come? And I was like, yeah. I'll go. I know Ben Howard. Sounds great. And then Sam's like, ooh, so there's no seats by us anymore.
Okay.
She's like, there's one seat directly behind us. Do you want that? And I was like, sure, fine. Like, whatever, like, I guess so. And so she, I get the seat and it's just so fine. And before we go to the concert, we go to dinner beforehand. And you know how I have the Citizen app?
Yeah.
So we're sitting there and I get a notification on the Citizen app that says, man outside with machete.
Cool.
50 feet away. And I'm like, okay,
Awesome.
cool.
No, that's great.
And I show Caroline and Caroline goes, oh my gosh, someone just got murdered with a machete like yesterday. And I was like, oh, do you think it was here? And then sure enough, we go and find it. And it was like right around the block. And I was like, do you think it's the same man? The same machete? So that was scary. So welcome to LA. We just stayed
What
inside.
happened?
We just stayed inside and waited. And then we went to the concert.
Okay.
Yeah, that was weird.
Cool.
Yeah. So we get into the concert and we're in like the nosebleeds. And it's at the United Theater in LA. It's very cool. It's like it looks like an old church kind of. And so we're up top and there's Caroline and Sam's seat, and then there's an empty seat, and then there's a guy. So it goes 3 empty seats and a guy. And so we walk up and Caroline's, oh my gosh, this is going to be great. Cutie, there's an empty seat right there. You can just sit there. And then if the person gets here, maybe we could ask them if they want to swap or like something, And I have social anxiety. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have weird social anxiety. I have rule breaking anxiety. I can talk to strangers. Okay. I can't break rules.
Yeah,
like I don't like inconveniencing people.
Sure.
So we walk up there and sure enough, Caroline says to the guy that's sitting in the aisle seat, she goes, hey, is that seat yours? Like, are you with someone there? Like, is somebody coming to sit there? And he goes, oh, not that I know of. I'm alone. And then Caroline turns around and she goes, guys, he came alone. This is perfect.
Oh my
and
God.
Sam goes, what? And she goes, this guy, he's alone. And then I go, so I turn to the guy. I go, I'm so sorry. She doesn't mean it like that. She's just excited because I was like, I don't have a seat. Like, like, is it okay if I sit here unless someone comes? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. And so then we're sitting in our seat and then Caroline is like doubling down. She's like, man, I would never come to a concert alone.
She did not.
Yeah.
Could he hear her?
Yeah. And then Sam's like, yeah, I almost came alone to this, and Caroline's like, yeah, I just could never do it. So then I turned to him and I go, she's not talking about you. She's talking about, and Caroline leans over. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I promise I'm not talking about you. I'm just like, this situation, like, and he's like, no, it's fine. For the record, I'm not alone. My like brother and his wife are sitting in the 4th row and I just like tagged along and this is the only seat I could get, and we're like, okay. Like,
imagine he has terrible social anxiety too. And this was like him really working up the courage to come do this by himself because it's empowering. And then there's 3 girls next to him that are just like talking about him. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Keep talking. I'm going to fix my lighting.
You're good. Crazy. And so I do this thing where like I sometimes like plan on knowing I can't sit through movies. I can't sit through long things besides the Eras tour. And so I know I'm going to need something to like distract myself with, and I'm not going to pull my phone out at a concert. So we went and got candy, and I got peanut M&Ms and Sour Patch Kids so I could go sour and sweet. You never know. And different textures. So fun. And so I say, Samwitch, do you want any candy? And Sam's like, I want some M&Ms. So I get Samwitch some M&Ms. I'm like, Caroline, do you want any candy? She's like, I want a beer. I was like, okay, better not ask for my candy, So I buy Caroline a beer. And we go up in our seats, and in the middle of the concert, I pull up my peanut M&Ms, and Caroline does the freaking little, let me have some.
Give me an M&M.
She does the little paw. Her paw comes out, so I had to share my M&Ms with Caroline. So strike number 1. I guess that's strike number 2. Strike number 1 was yelling at the guy for being alone. Now, the audio, I don't know if anyone else has felt this way. Maybe it was just this concert. I've only ever been to a comedy show at the United Theater. This is my first concert, and this is my first time sitting up top. The audio in this venue is so bad. I'm not kidding you. He would talk in his mic, and it'd sound like,
weird.
Because it's just like bouncing off the walls, and there's no direct sound. Like, just so bad. Sorry, tech problem. We're back, everybody. I don't know how to do a jump casually because I don't remember the last sentence I said, but we're
You
just
were
going to
talking
say.
about how Caroline has 2 strikes, and then you had to give her your M&Ms.
I had to give her my M&Ms, that bitch. And so I gave her some. I was fine. For the record, I think like this is where I'm saying sarcasm gets funny. I don't care that I gave Caroline my M&Ms. You guys realize that, right? Like I would give her the shirt off my back. You realize that? I'm okay, whatever.
You were talking about the audio in the venue.
Yeah, so the audio in the venue is so bad. I had to give Caroline my M&Ms so bad. But so Samwitch loves this artist, right? We went for Samwitch. And so Sam keeps recording video, which I always think is funny.
I saw you post it on your story.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I posted on my Instagram story, like, do you think she's going to watch this later? Which I think is funny. And I went on this rant on my stream where I was like, who records anyway? Like, are you going to watch that back later? Like being sarcastic. I recorded the entire Eras tour. Duh. Like, I'm just being like, joking. But there are people, because I saw my editor put it as a reel on Instagram today, and there are people that were so mad at me. And I was like, they're like, you hypocrite, you recorded the Eras tour. And I was like, guys, I know. I think it's fine if you film concerts. I was just being funny.
Dude, short form content is the worst.
I know.
Because there's no room for context. People get so mad. I get so scared, especially when I see other accounts post our clips on TikTok, because the comments can be gnarly.
I thought about doing a contest. We should talk about this later. I thought about
a rage bait contest.
No. Oh God, no. I thought about doing a contest to do like who made the best fan clip account or something. Cause I think it like is a fun little community thing and it can cultivate a fun little, I don't know.
Yeah.
And we could,
no, that's fun.
But we'll figure that out later. But to be tuned, we might do that.
To be tuned.
We haven't talked about it, but so Caroline and I are getting Sam is recording the concert, right? And then Caroline busts out her phone. She wants to record some of it. But then Caroline is a boomer, so her flash is on in this pitch black concert. And so she immediately ducks and she's like, oh my God, she's so embarrassed, right? And me and Sam are laughing our head off. We're like, you idiot, you look stupid as hell. Da 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 da. Yeah. So strike number 3 for Caroline. But then later, Sam is filming again. Caroline starts filming again. And then I was like, oh, it'll be funny if I start filming and then like lean in front of Caroline's filming. Cause I'm just like, I can't hear the songs. I'm out of candy. I can't sit still. I'm not trying to annoy my neighbors, but I am trying to annoy Caroline. And so I take out my phone and then I have flash on too, but it's worse because, Caroline was taking a picture. So she just snapped. Mine's on video. So it's just like, and you're like panicking, trying to turn it off. And you're like, oh God. So that was funny.
Did you enjoy your concert experience? Out of 10?
He didn't play the song I wanted, so that was a bit of a bummer.
Boo.
I couldn't hear him, so that was a bit of a bummer.
I have a question. This brought up a memory. For me. And this happened like relatively, I mean, not within the past couple of years, but like recently, as in you were there recently. Oh. Right? Do you remember the guy that I dated for a little bit that went to a concert and...
Oh, yeah. You've never talked about this.
Yeah, but I'm like trying to recall those events because I don't know how this happened and how this is possible when we were friends at that time. Like, how did we not clock this? He went, we were long distance. We dated for like a number of months, whatever, a few months.
I feel like we did clock it, but not as intense as we should have clocked it.
We should have clocked it way harder.
Yeah.
Than we did. He went to we were long distance. He went to a concert. And he brought a girl who at work had a crush on him and everybody knew that she was like obsessed with him and he never went for her. But
he said he was going with friends.
He said he was going with friends, but then took her, had an extra ticket, something.
He had an extra ticket and then she took it.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me that.
Yeah, and then
my friends who were there with him told me that, but they were sitting separately. So like the friends that he went with that were also my friends were in a section, and then he had 2 tickets and he brought her, and he didn't tell me that he brought her, and they sat separately, and my friends were like, oh yeah, and she went, and I was like, did she? And they're like, yeah, what do you mean he brought her? And I was
Now,
like,
aren't they dating now?
no.
Oh, that's different.
Don't think so.
I thought you said
know.
they were. I thought they were.
No, I don't think so. I think that's a different girl.
Yeah, that's sus.
Dude, that's really sus. That's really bad for us. That's really bad. And I also remember explicitly asking my friends, I was like, were they making out? And they were like, we couldn't see them. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's plenty. That is more. Him not telling me that she was going with him is more than enough. Did he tell me? Dude, I can't remember.
I don't think he did. He just said friends, because you found out separately that it was that girl, and then you said something to him, and then he was like, yeah, but we're just friends. That's what he said.
If I remember name,
you did have to confront him. I do remember that.
Dude, I looked up concert in my iMessages. Why do we talk about concerts so much? It's all DMs. It's all texts with you.
Because Christmas concert, summer concert, Taylor Swift
concert.
Concert.
Oh my God.
Concert.
Oh my God.
Concert. The other thing is, we were sitting there early before the concert started, and I get a ping from my security system whenever anyone's like outside, right? And it's Ludwig. And so I open the security app and I go on the mic and I say, are you waiting for a girl to come over? Like, just being funny, you know? I'm like, you cheating on me? Caroline looks at this like it's the first time fire's been invented. She was like, how can he hear you? And I was like, Caroline, the mic. And she goes, on what? And I was like, the security system. She was like, what are you talking about? And Sam starts laughing because Sam's like, do you not have a Ring camera? Like, what is going on? Caroline's like, no, what is that? Like, I don't get it. Like, that's so cool. Like, how does it work like that? And I was like, the internet, Caroline.
That's bizarre, because she's been, I understand like old Caroline saying that, but she's also been streaming, which is not the same thing. I just thought she got like more tech literate because of it. What?
You froze.
Oh, I just said I thought she had gotten more tech literate because of streaming.
Oh, no. She's a boomer. But it was funny.
Dude.
What? You find it?
No, I found something else. This is sad. I looked up concert and I found a date that I went on in college to a concert. And it was a blind date.
Oh.
It was a blind date. Yeah. It was a blind date that my friend set me up on. So it was my first time meeting him. And we went to this concert. It was an artist I actually liked. It was Jacob Banks.
I don't know
if you know him, but he's really great. And he stood behind me. We were on the floor. And he stood behind me and had his hands around my waist, which was like nice at a concert.
Yeah.
But was screaming every single song the whole time. No. So he was like arms wrapped around me at this concert, but was in my ear screaming the songs to where I like could not. All my videos that I took of Jacob Banks are just him like screaming. And then I found the text. He also couldn't drive, so I drove him. And then he texted me at night and he's like, hope you had a really good time. I hope your third ever concert experience was your best one yet.
Oh.
And then said, sweet Caroline with a winky face. Like he must have like made some joke, or it was doing some like sweet pet name thing. And I said, night, exclamation point.
You dick. Text him you're sorry right now.
That's so bad.
That's so mean.
And he said, hope your third ever concert experience was your best one yet, with like one of the kissy faces emojis with the heart. And then he said, sweet Caroline with a winky face. And I said, night, exclamation point.
Damn.
Actually hurtful. I must have hated that date. I know I did, but I didn't realize it was like that. Wow.
And you never talked again?
No, he sent me so much music.
Oh
my
sad.
God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs. 7 songs, 8 songs over like 9, 10, 11, 12.
Is it all
over
just
like
loading?
2 weeks.
And you never replied to any of it?
No, I replied to them. I was just like, that's good. I like that one. Pretty good.
Oh, wow. She's a monster, I fear.
And then finally, after 12 songs, I said, hey, just so we're on the same page, you know that I'm not into you as more than a friend, right? I know you said you understood that I wasn't looking to date, but I just wanted to be clear about that. And he said, haha, yeah, you made that pretty clear at the party on Wednesday.
Maya, you're a monster. There are nicer ways to say that, ma'am.
Are there?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
And I don't know what I did at the party on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so funny.
Sorry. This should I finish reading these on the Patreon? These are like really funny.
Are they funny?
This turned into a whole conversation about why I wasn't into him.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're saving
He
it.
asked me why.
This is
Okay.
behind the paywall, everybody.
I'm going to read all of them. It's been long enough. There's no way he's watching this, but if you're watching this,
Don't
good.
come to the Patreon. Yeah, this is why. Sorry, we don't like gatekeeping the juicy stuff, but sometimes we've got to when
We've got to.
it's
Time. I want to read all of these. And
Yeah.
we also talk about what I did at the party on Wednesday.
You know what would be so
Where I
cool
made it
that I
clear.
think about
What?
sometimes? I wish I could like find my phone from high school and just read my
And go through the
conversations.
text. I don't want to.
They
No, I
would
don't
be,
want
mine would be
I don't-
so melodramatic. I know it. Mine would
don't-
be like,
I don't wanna
I
do that
can't
at all."
believe you're hanging out with Ella instead of me, you bitch. Like,
Yeah, no, huge pass for me. I would
I would
throw
love
up.
it. I would love it.
All right, guys. Head over to the Patreon because I'm going to read these word for word.
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. It does make a difference. So even if you're just a YouTube frog, we do love you. I promise. Loves and kisses. Please like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Goodbye.
We don't understand how you're going to measure a 1 meter dash.
First one across the line.
Isn't it 3 feet?
Yeah.
Is that normal?
What do you mean?
Is that like do they do that in the Olympics?
No, we made it up.
1 meter?
Yeah, just the fastest person to react.
Jason could just fall over and then his head crosses the line.